Hey, adventurers, welcome to Let's Just Go podcast. Hey, adventurers, fuck me. Also,
Okay.
don't say the word fuck in these.
Eh.
Hey, adventurers, welcome to Let's Just Go podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kayla. And today we are talking about Old Key West Resort at Walt Disney World.
Similar to Riviera and Saratoga Springs, all villas.
Yep.
And we should define for a minute what exactly a villa is. So it has studios, one bedrooms, two bedrooms, and three bedroom villas. One bedrooms and up are going to have a full kitchen, a washer and dryer, a living room. They're going to have a separate bedroom space if that's important to you. In the primary bedroom is a king bed. So sometimes a king bed is important for folks. And then you have these studios, which are a little bit confusing, but very unique to Old Key West. Is one portion of the studio that I'll talk about in a second. But a studio is always going to have a small kitchenette, a small mini fridge, a microwave. So it's the only way to guarantee that microwave is in your room, and then a small sink area. What's interesting about the studios at Old Key West, normally studios are a queen bed and then some form of a Murphy or pull-out couch queen bed.
Mm-hmm.
In Old Key West, you are guaranteed in the studios to have two regular queen beds, kind of like a hotel room. So
Old Key West is the first villa property, right?
correct.
So that's probably
Correct. It was
why.
the first one created for that. And actually, because of that, well, I don't know if it's because of that, but I would like, I mean, I imagine it was. They were like, ooh, let's build really large rooms. So it has the largest square footage rooms on property.
Okay.
They're very, very large. I've stayed in a two bedroom there. I mean, very massive, spacious type setup. And they don't exactly follow the flow of many other two bedroom villas in the other resorts. So it's interesting, but a good use of space.
Yeah. And it's located near Disney Springs, not like you can't like walk there or take a bus or I mean take a boat or any of that. But it is in the Disney Springs area. Can you take a boat? Am I
I
lying?
think you can take a boat. Yeah, you
Okay.
can take a boat. You can.
Okay. Okay. So it's close
Okay.
enough that you can take a boat. I knew
Yep.
you could from Port Orleans. I didn't know if you could from Old Key West.
And Saratoga Springs.
Okay. So those are all Disney Springs area. So near we'll call it an outdoor mall, if you
Yeah, the
will.
shopping and dining district.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is closer to that, which means it's further from all the parks, right? So
Hmm.
it is one of the deluxe resorts that is it's definitely on the bottom in terms of proximity and convenience for that purpose. However, because of that, we think one of the best points of staying there is you get a lot for your money,
Hmm.
right? So let's talk about some of what we think are the negatives. One, it is very sprawling, like
Yeah.
very multiple bus stops in the resort, right? If you are staying in some of the ones that are not near the hospitality house, which is what they call the main lobby, you might be walking, you might even be having to need to take the bus to the next stop to get towards the main pool.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
I don't disagree, to be honest with you. However, honestly, kind of going back to that, like what you say, well, the price point, right, can get you. It's probably, I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I would venture to say a one bedroom villa here is cheaper than a regular hotel room at the Grand Floridian, right?
Oh, I think that's
And
safe to say. Yeah.
often with promos and discounts. One, because there's so many rooms, right? There's so many rooms to fill, so it's not like a smaller resort.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I don't actually want.
I am
I'm gonna be
not
honest. We don't want to stay
a
there.
fan.
Let's be
Yeah.
real honest.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, and I mean, again, if it fits your budget, I think it makes sense, right? Because if you
Here's why I don't want to stay there. I'm never traveling with a very big group. I'm usually traveling with one or two people. It doesn't make sense for me to stay
right,
in a 3-bedroom villa. If I were taking the whole gang, with me, sure, I would absolutely in a heartbeat stay there. But I'm not. So it's not a place that's ever appealed to me.
No.
But if that's how you travel, then yeah, it's a good option.
Well, I think it's a right.
Yeah.
It's a good option that gets you a lot for your money, as we've already said.
Yeah. Yeah.
But uh, again, for when you and I travel, we want convenience and being close to parks and things. So for us, it's not necessarily for us. That doesn't mean it's not for
Right.
you,
Yeah.
right?
I I talk to people all of the time who are traveling as a big group and they want to be in a villa. That's what they want. Me personally, if I'm traveling with more than 2 people, you can get your own room. I'll see you in the lobby. I don't need to be anywhere near you when I'm at the hotel. That's how I travel. I get people who are like, "Can you get me a 10 bedrooms villa? I just want to we want to make sure that we're all in the same space." That's not for me. But if that's for you, it's a great place. It's especially if you're going to like have a rental car, then that's great too because again, you're going to have to take the bus to get you places and that is something that normally is a bigger issue at moderate resorts. The moderates, you typically have the like multiple bus stops in order to get wherever you're going. That's not usually how it is with deluxe resorts. So there's a reason that the price point is lower. You're getting a good value for what your trip looks like. If that's checking boxes for you, that's great. But yeah, for me, I probably won't ever stay there unless it gets down to like I've stayed at every single resort except for that one. And then maybe I will. But it's
Just for one night and then check out and move over to another one.
precisely.
Yeah.
Yes.
The two things that I thought of when you were talking about the cars too is really important. The part that is nice, if you do have a rental car, you can park very close to your villa, right? So the parking is sort of at each building, and so you're very close. The downside is not all of the buildings, most of them do, but not all of them have elevators. So you may be trekking
Oh,
up 2, 3 floors. I don't think any of them are more than 3 floors, but that can be that can be rough when if you're carrying up groceries or at the end of the day when you just walked 12 miles at the parks.
yeah.
So it can be
Yeah.
a little tricky, a little
Yeah.
tricky.
You were saying though, I've dined at Olivia's, which is the restaurant on property. It was over a decade ago, so things may have changed. I personally wasn't a fan when I dined there. That doesn't mean, again, over a decade ago, I was in my early 20s. I didn't know what taste was. So,
All right, so that's fair because it is. I'm not eating there, but it is a very popular. I'll call like the Disney locals, and by that I mean people who go often, right? Like it's not this big fancy meal, but people
mm,
go and they're getting because I don't think we actually even talked about the theming of it, right? It's Old Key West, so it has a very Key West, pastel colory, beachy sort of vibe and theme. So that's
yeah.
that's where Olivia's is going with their menu.
Oh, and I've never been to Key West, but it very much feels that way inside.
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
It feels like Tommy Bahama threw up inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's not as eclectic as Key West, but yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
it matches the Key West vibe for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think that when it comes to Old Key West, if you are looking to have more space, if you're okay with being further from the parks, I think this is a good choice for you. You're looking for sort of an entry level deluxe villa. I think this is going to be a great choice for you. If you are concerned about how close you are to a park, this isn't for you. If you are wanting to be bougie, this isn't for you. But if this is like once in a lifetime trip, you're taking grandma and grandpa, you're taking the kids, you're taking aunt and uncle, you need to have the space. You all want to be able to sit down and have a meal together every day. Who cooks on vacation? I don't know. But maybe that's what you want to do. You want to be able to do laundry. This is a great option for you. So don't let Chris and I sway you in our direction. If there's one thing that we've learned over our time working in the travel industry, it is that we don't shop from our own wallets. So this
right.
might be a great choice for you. It's just not for us, and
It's
that's
not.
okay.
No, it would be my last choice, deluxe resort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
mean,
fair.
again, or if they wanted to send me there for free, I'd sure
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
happy to go. But um, yeah. So you get those deluxe benefits though too when you stay there, like the extra magic hours that
Mhm.
they have. That hopefully they
Yeah.
keep them around and so
Yeah.
forth. So, all right, wrap us up.
Well, if that's not the one for you, then keep listening. We've got more. But thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And until next time, let's just go.